All right, folks, today we're going to be taking a look at this bank behind me with the Humminbird Helix side imaging. I'll be showing and describing everything that I'm looking at personally to help you better use your equipment on the water. Let's get to it. All right, folks, so today we're taking a look at the bottom of this bank, or this bank right through here. This is a mud bank. There's not a lot going on right now. You can kind of see the bank as it comes up to the ledge over here. That is to our left. And then the main channel you can kind of see as it drops off, gets darker out to our right. We got some small schools of bait. Those are those baby gizzard shad that were born this year. We do got a little bit of sand ripples out here, and you can kind of see each individual ripple there. And then a smooth mud bottom here. And then kind of right here where we're going is the transition between the mud and the sand. You can see little bits of wood and stuff scattered, but we're going to keep going up through here and kind of describe them. A lot of bait that we see in here as well. All right, right here what we have is a root ball, and we got some smaller fish on it, and then a school of bait. And you can kind of see we went directly across that little root ball as well. And if you notice, a lot of the bait that we're seeing is lower into the water column. It has not, it's not up on the surface yet. Got a little cool last night, and the bait is kind of farther down into the water column, like you can see here. Got a 57 Chevy tire right there. I really don't know that, but that is a tire. There's another tire right there. Got a nice log, nice little brush pile right here. Got some bait on it. You guys can see that's a fair size. The bigger the shadow, the bigger the structure or cover that is there. And you can kind of see this is a little bit of a ledge right here where that wood is. Another nice little wood pile. So those are right there on that ledge as well. So as the light, basically the light would be shining a flashlight this direction, and that is the reason you're getting a shadow on the right side. There's a nice big old rock boulder and some smaller chunk rock around it. Got some more wood out here on this ledge. And this is where it kind of drops off into the main channel. Some big old rocks right here. Got a little fish. Not a little fish, but a nice fish right there. Let's zoom in on that baby. You can see him right there by that rock. That's a nice fish. Now the unit that we're looking at today, this is a Humminbird Helix 9. This is a Gen 3 or Gen 4, I'm not 100% sure. We're in about 22 foot of water, and we got an enormous rock ledge right here. That is over to our right, and it's just one big pile of rock. You can see smooth bank towards the bank, smooth out here towards the center, but just a big rock pile on the rock ledge. Got some fish that are hanging right there on the edge of it. Just a lot of cover and structure right in there. Got some wood tied up in there as well. And let me pull this down here so you guys can see it. Zoom in on those fish right there. Those are hanging right on the ledge, right on the edge of that rock. You got one right here, and then you got a couple right there. Side imaging is absolutely a phenomenal tool to use. You can see so much, you know, out to each side of your boat. I like to go about 3 to 4 miles an hour, somewhere in there. Just a nice, steady pace. Don't get in a hurry. This is something when you're out looking, you know, you're looking for this stuff and you're marking this stuff, just take your time. We got some wood out here, and then once again we got shallower bank here, deeper channel here, And then this just drops off. We got a ledge line right there, and then we got another ledge line right here. Some small rock mixed in with that wood. And sometimes little things like this are all it takes to hold fish. I'm not necessarily seeing fish. There's a small one right there, but I'm not necessarily seeing fish on that like I did that main structure and cover. But sometimes this is all it takes, is just that small stuff. They'll be out there roaming it. Now here's a really nice wood pile, and I like things like this. It's not real big. We got a little hump right here. Got some bait balls right there. Let me look again. Actually, that's a fish. Those are fish actually up into the water column. And then we got it with that wood, so they're up off the bottom. There's no current today, so these fish will be more than likely up off the bottom. Got another fish right there. And you want to try to stay, as you can kind of see these lines, that is actually from me. I got the boat sideways. You want to try to stay as straight as you possibly can, stay as consistent with your speed as you can, and like I said before, just take your time. Now as you can see, this just drops down and up. It's just kind of like a little bit of a rolling bottom, and not a whole lot as far as drastic changes. This would be a good bank. It's a steady 25 to 30 foot, just with some rolling drops and humps. So this would be a good bank to drift. Got a couple fish right there. Zoom in on those. Now you can see the separation between the arch and the shadow, or the white sharp mark and the shadow. Now if there was no separation, those would be like rocks or something. Like this one here, that kind of looks like a rock to me, but that to me screams catfish. Now this is a good example of that rock ledge that we was using. Let me see if I can get straight here. But we got a closer to the bank here, just a big rock ledge, and then you can see the shadows out here where those rock points and the edge of that rock is toward the main channel. So that main water will get pushed here and wash that off, and then it will be shallower and smoother, not as much rough stuff in. And this is just one big hump. You can see we got a little bit of wood mixed in with it, a lot of big rock, small chunk rock. We got a fish right there. We got some bait mixed in as well. There's some more bait. Now these are just nice tight little bait schools. To me it doesn't look like they're getting messed with much. If they were getting messed with or chased, to me that school would be broken up and would be running scared. But it's nice and tight, so to me it doesn't seem like it's getting chased. Went straight over top of it, got a nice rock with a little tree right there mixed in with it. I like those areas where you can get both rock and wood, and this is just a super nice area. This is something that I would fish in the spring, or maybe like during a spawn. Oh, that right here, I like that. Nice big old tree right on the edge of that rock. If I was going to fish, that would be the spot right there. But don't see nothing on it. Let's zoom in, and there might be a fish right there underneath of it. Yeah, we got one fish in that tree. Now, does that mean that that is all that is around it? Absolutely not. There could be more fish around it, but there is one in it. And we are in flathead country, so that could be a flathead more than likely, but it could be a blue cat too. Now we're getting back into a little bit of sand mixed in with it. Still got a little bit of rock. Now those big old rock piles like we went through just a second ago, that is not an area that I would drift unless I just absolutely had to. Got some more rock. Those big old rock piles back in there, those are areas that I would anchor up on or drag. I would drag along the edges. I wouldn't necessarily drag all the way through them. There's a nice little isolated rock pile, kind of away from everything. Still got a lot of bait within the water column. A couple fish going off screen there. Here is a log that is laying with the current in the river. Now this is a big old log. Not big around, but super long. And that's a fair size. You can see the shadow that's casting. It's got some other stuff up here with it. And I want to show you something. Down here, there's a small fish tucked in there. Let's work our way. I can't really tell if that's a fish or not. There's another fish right there. And those are all tucked in right there on that tree. Now those weren't very big. Nothing major. That is some shallower water, like 17, 18 foot over there. But that little wood tree was holding some fish. Got a bait ball. There's a small fish on side imaging. Side imaging is a great tool and something you should definitely take the time to learn and master what you're looking at, because you can see so much with it. And this river is just full of bait right now. Got a bait ball over here, and you can kind of see the roundness, and then you see the shadow. That is bait, just like that right there. And once again, those bait balls are nice and tight, so it doesn't look like to me that anything is really chasing it. And I'm not really seeing, I mean, we got a small fish out here, probably picking up the scraps of anything that might die off, but nothing really chasing these schools of bait. All right, folks, so there you go, a quick look at an awesome bank. That bank was holding a lot of structure, a lot of cover, and is one that you could fish, honestly, all year long, just depending on the situation, the current, and kind of what you wanted to do. But hopefully this helped you understand, kind of what you're looking at with side imaging. Hopefully it helps you put more fish in a boat. And until next time, God loves you, I love you, and we'll catch you on the water. Thanks for watching.